Hello, I'm Deacon Andrei Psarev. I'm professor of Russian Church History and Canon Law here at Holy Trinity Seminary. And I have been interested with Russian Church abroad history, I think, for most of my life. And my undergraduate thesis here in Jordanville was dedicated to Archbishop Leonti of Chile. And then I went to St. Vladimir Seminary and also wrote a thesis dedicated to Russian Church abroad and non-Orthodox Christians in 1920 and 1964. And then my canon law dissertation, a PhD one, was defended in Queen's University, Belfast, Northern Ireland, and also dedicated with the canon that is significant for the Russian Church abroad. So somehow Russian Church abroad is something that makes me tick, its history, and I will explain to you why history matters. Why does history matter? I was born during the time of Cold War, and I think it's important to realize that until very recent times, all we had regarding discussion and perception of facts was of polemical nature. And if we look at the word polemical, we would realize that this word comes from the Greek polemeo, from this verb, which means to wage a war. So I think this very much suits that environment of Cold War, where people studied their own history with the idea that they are under threat, under attack from people who would challenge our mythology, who would challenge our own self-perception. But luckily now we have this luxury to study history as we're supposed to study it in professional way, which means that we not just study our own part of history, but we also try to understand our opponents, try to understand them in their own terms, and then we would match it against our own narrative, and basically thesis plus antithesis would mean a synthesis. So that's my understanding of history, and that's something I would like to share with you, and I think it's very useful in various areas of life. Even if you browse the internet, it's very important to understand your sources, from where your sources come from, of what is really behind people who produce this or that information online. So that's important to understand regarding this class that you will be taking part. I would like to explain what this class is not about. This is class on linear history of the Russian Church abroad. So I don't expect any knowledge of the Russian Church abroad history from you. And my goal here that you would understand major processes and major figures like first hierarchs, major councils, and also you would understand problematics. But then you may build up on this foundation. For instance, we have a graduate class offered here in Jordanville that is dedicated on the identity of the Russian Church abroad, where we talk about theologians, where we talk about various other things, so that which we are not going to cover here. So it's going to be like class on linear history of basically major when, where, who, all those WH questions. So this class is organized around 6 lectures, and I expected that we would meet online and talk about them, but due to the lockdown for you in Australia, it's impossible. So I expect that you would read assigned readings, and also I strongly encourage you to participate in discussions, because after each unit there will be questions for you to answer. So for your own benefit, I'm not giving you grades, but for your own benefit, I strongly encourage you to consider those questions, to answer those questions. And if you do this, I will also come up with my comments. So I think you might benefit from this experience. So do read assigned readings, watch my presentations, and also write that paper that you're supposed to write for this class. So welcome to my class, and I look forward to know you better, and I look forward to our productive time together. Thank you very much.